There we go. We are live. Welcome, everybody, to this thing we do on a Sunday. We have been very kindly joined by James, Jammy Dodger Flips. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No,
Yeah, I feel like I've
absolutely.
been a long time watcher, but yeah, never been on. It's like my
No.
second, I think, podcast I've ever done.
Excellent. We briefly met at the Open, had a bit of a chat up there, which was lovely to catch up with you and loads of other people there that we've not met before. That was awesome. It was a really good event, actually.
Yeah.
And we decided, yes, we definitely have you on. We might have you on again. We discussed a couple of topics, which are both really good. So we're thinking we might have to do two.
Yeah, it's like you say, the hour goes quick. It's just an hour of chatting, and then I know what you mean. It just disappears. So we'll try and cover a few things and go through it
all. So yeah, you suggested a couple of topics. What we're going to talk about today is different ways of sourcing, and we'll talk about maybe the pros and cons as we see them. I think we do things very differently. So that will be interesting, and we can read some of the comments from the chat. We do quickly need to mention, I think I saw that's Flipping Retro in.
Yes.
They are doing a charity raffle, not an auction now.
Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday. So I assume over on their channel there's some details of that, how you can get tickets and stuff. We haven't got any yet, have we? Have you bought some?
No.
No, we might have to do that.
I am donating something, so I need to send them some photos.
Oh, okay. We're doing our bit that way at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we doing a quiz? We're doing a quiz, aren't we?
We are taking part in a quiz with them as part of the charity fundraiser. So yes, please pop over to their channel. I assume, ladies, you put some info on there somewhere. Go and have a look on the channel. That's Flipping Retro. Okay, there you go. We didn't forget to do it.
There you go.
Right. Should we say, whilst people are still popping in, we're shooting up 132 people in. I want to say a few hellos whilst people join us. Bold finds somebody else.
Here he is.
Look forward to this one. James is one of my favourite people. There you go. It's a positive. Fluffy Muffin, Mark, welcome both. Ian, countdown to Christmas. Yeah, can you believe it's December?
It's come too soon. Yeah, I've done absolutely no shopping at all. So, well, Christmas shopping. I buy enough for me, but nothing for anyone else. Need to get on that.
Our tree went up like a week ago.
Yeah, but that's it. I haven't done anything else, and
we did ours this morning, so all day today actually.
Nice.
My little one's got a really bad cold at the moment, so it's just been a nightmare trying to do anything, and so we're trying to rush getting the tree up while she's like having a little 2-hour nap, and then get that all done so she can't grab bits and bobs. But
you got a very small little one. How old's your little one?
She's 2.5, I think. Yeah, August 22. Yeah,
nice. Toddler age. That's a fun time though. Toddler age.
Yeah, it's. I mean, a lot of people say like the newborn stage is hard, but I think toddler stage is just like extra hard. I mean, right now she's just got an attitude to her, and she is. I mean, I think I was chatting to Andrea about this already, but the attitude she's got on her already.
Well, I remember once Ellen started moving, all bets were off. It was then chaos because we were living in a house full of our stock. We didn't have anywhere else but it was small. We were renting two up, two down, full of stock. You can imagine it with a child. It was just once she started moving, it was like you'd put her down and she wouldn't stay. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. And having stock everywhere, it's a nightmare. I can't let her in the garage because if she pulls one of these boxes off, then
exactly that. We were living in a scene like that around our whole house. It was insanity. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion. Parenting whilst reselling is another thing. Right, I'll say a couple more hellos and then we will crack on. Where did I get to? Queen Neen, welcome. Paul is in. Good to see you. That's Flipping Retro girls.
See Benny's lurking.
Lurk all you like. We don't mind. David's with us. Treasure Trove. Right, I'm going to whiz down. Porky, Sharon, lots of people. Ross is in. Let's quickly see what Ross is up to. He always updates us. Hi, Nick and Andrea, Jammy Dodger Flips. Just back from Ireland where I drank wonderful Guinness, but maybe a bit too much at Friday's wedding of Mary's cousin. Had a sore head. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there after a wedding.
That's what weddings are for, isn't it? Drinking too much. Okay, right. Let's get down to the bottom. I can't say hello to everyone. We'll be here all night.
There's a question there.
Should we dip into a question first? That one, you mean?
Yeah.
Go on then.
When you do a pickup only listing, can the buyer still pay cash on collection? No. Or do they have to pay online? They've stopped doing cash on collection now, haven't they?
Really? Because I
Yeah.
bought that saw and I thought there was an option.
No, there isn't.
I didn't know that.
You have to pay.
My father-in-law asked me the same question like the other week, and I said, yeah, it should all be fine. Like no fees anymore, so it shouldn't be a problem. But maybe, yeah, if they're not doing well, is that on eBay? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange one.
Yeah, they announced that recently.
Right. That passed me by.
Oh, there's big.
Yeah.
Big Al, yes. Good to see you. Let's quickly touch on this one. Final Guardian, welcome. Found one of those crossword solvers. Excellent. In Acorns pound. Already knew they were worth picking up. Just odd you picked one up too. I still haven't listed mine. I don't know if you caught that video. Did you see what they're going for now?
I think I saw the thumbnail and I knew straight away, yeah, it's one of those crossword solvers. I found the Seiko one, I think it was, for 50p at the car boot last year, and I think that went for like 60, 70 quid, something like that. But there's different versions, they all go for different amounts, so yeah.
Yes, I've had a few. I've had the Oxford one, and this is the first Seiko I've had. I knew it'd be worth probably 50 quid or something. When I started looking into it, complete is up to 150.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, that's crazy.
That was the real top end, but yeah.
Yeah, it all depends if it's like brand new and sealed still, then you can just ask what you want, really. There's someone crazy out there who's going to pay mega money.
Exactly that. Right. I'm going to try and get down to the bottom. Oh, George is in. Hello.
I don't know how parents do reselling. I can barely cope with a fur baby.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a bit different because my wife's at home now, and yeah, she's full-time mum. So 5 days a week, I'm in the garage just working away in it. I treat it just like a normal 9 to 5 job. Close the door, and then that's it. I don't see them at all really until I go in for lunch, whatever. But yeah. Luckily, she's here. Yeah, she can look after her.
That's probably a good attitude to have. I've never been very good at chopping up my time like that. Yeah, but that's a wise move, I think. I'm at work and now I'm back home, sort of thing.
I mean, it still creeps in. The parenting still, she's always calling me in to help and stuff. So, yeah, it's not easy, but we get it done.
Yeah, we've been there. We know what it's like. James has a question for you. What was your best charity shop find when sourcing with another unsuspecting reseller? What's this about?
I don't know if you know the story, but must have been like 6 months ago. Me and James went to my local one in Borden, Hampshire way, and yeah, so Wednesday morning car boot, and then we went to the charity shops like after that. I had a really nice morning, and yeah, just went for a leisurely stroll around the charity shops. James went in first, and he's pretty much niched into clothing now, so he's looking through the clothing rails. And I thought I'll take go around the toy area, and there was one of those Mad Balls bats, which I had no idea at the time. I think I put it on Instagram. You might have seen it.
I did see the Insta post. I couldn't believe what they're going for.
I know. Well, this is the thing. I had no idea what it was. I did the old Google Lens trick, and then Mad Balls comes up, and I only know about that from other YouTubers. It was Froggy Flips in America. He picks up this stuff all the time. And yeah, paid £1 for it, and it sat on the shop for quite a while. But then I think, what was it? It must have been about 3 months ago now. It sold for about 280, I think, or 250. And yeah, James was in the charity shop at the same time, so it's a bit sour, but one of them things.
Would James have known? I'm not sure I'd have known.
Yeah, this is it.
I like to think I'd look at it and go, that looks interesting, and I'll look it up. But I don't know. Would I?
Well, the only reason it had a little date on it, 1987. So I thought it's worth Google Lensing, and I was surprised. And yeah, it's one of them sort of items you can just name your price and just put what you want and aim high, wait for that buyer.
It was a great reminder that if you're not sure, look it up. And I say that to you a lot when you're up in an eye, and I just say, just look it up. You never know, and it does work out, doesn't it? We get some real surprise finds.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
so let's get on with this topic because we're going to run out of time just chatting amongst ourselves. So we're going to talk about different ways of sourcing. You can let us know how you choose to source and what works for you, and vice versa. And we can chat with the side chat as well. So do you want to kick off? Currently, what's your favorite way of sourcing?
Yeah, I mean, it's all literally about a year. It's been about a year now. It's all kind of changed for me. I've been pretty much, I mean, I still go to the car boots, but pretty much sniping on Vinted, buying shoes. And yeah, now all these boxes are just full of shoes pretty much. And But yeah, and that's all from Vinted. I mean, you get the odd pair in the charity shop or car boot, but mainly Vinted. I'm talking like probably. I mean, there's people doing massive numbers, but then I try and list about 10 pairs a day, just shoes, and that's been the last sort of year or so. So it does change things a lot. Obviously, like it's not car boot money. You're not paying £1 for an item and selling it for 20. You're paying sort of £10, a little bit more, £15 sometimes for these shoes, but then hopefully getting like 50, 60 quid for them. So yeah, that's one of the main sort of things to look at if you are in this sort of if you're buying online to get stock. Really, you're paying more money than you would for a car boot charity shop item. So
yeah. And the other thing is that the time invested. I mean, how do you manage that time scrolling through Vinted, or do you have saved searches set up? How does it work on Vinted?
I mean, yeah, I don't really have saved searches. I kind of just go and just search whatever. Well, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but yeah, I'm just there pretty much. It's all changed for me now because I got a new phone. I've got a separate phone. My old phone is now my sniping phone, so I literally have it open all day, and I'm just there refreshing. And whenever the shoe pops up, buy it. But you've got to be so quick. And the amount of like refunds you get, cancellations you get. I mean, I'll probably go for about 3 or 4 cancellations just where the buyers realize they've underpriced it and they've cancelled it straight away. I get refunded the next day. So yeah, you definitely need to like switch off from the emotions from it, otherwise it will just kill you because you're getting all these highs. Like I've just got this absolute bargain, and then straight away you lose it because they cancel it. And yeah, it's not like the car boot where you can walk away. You know you've got that fine in your bag, and you've made 100 quid. But yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah, I could see that being frustrating. I haven't bought anything on Vinted. You've only bought personal stuff for yourself.
Yeah, just clothes.
I tend to snipe on eBay, and it tends to be collections of records, vinyl, CDs, the stuff that is my bread and butter. And I find a lot of those are on auction, so I'm using an auction sniping tool.
Yeah.
You never know you've got that until the last second, which can be really frustrating. And you also don't know. You don't know if the other person was bidding way up here, so you were never going to win it, or you lost it for £1. There's that question mark all the time. I find that so frustrating.
I mean, I've tried them all now. I mean, I'm still car boots in the summer and stuff, but right now it's not worth it. But yeah, car boots really in the summer months you still get that bulky sort of quality stock from the car boots, but in the winter it's just sourcing. If I can get by on that, I'll just keep doing that.
Well, it's a fascinating model. I've never done sniping or sourcing online in a big way, really. I have bought some job lot bundles and stuff, which has been a lot of stock in one go. But you're right. In the winter months, it's something that people could look at if they've not tried it. And don't count out eBay. There's loads of bargains on eBay, particularly on auction.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember, I think it was one of your videos, must have been 5-6 years ago now. You were mentioning that BidKit app, I think it was. I don't know if it's still around, but I used that a little bit. And you could type in like, what was it, misspelt words and stuff like that. And it'll come up with items in your local area, all collection only, which have been like really badly listed. People just taking like one photo of the item and just terrible listings. And you can get some really good bargains on there.
Yeah, I found a good way of finding stuff on eBay as well is stuff local to you that is only available for local pickup. So the audience for it is so small, you quite often get bargains that way. But we're giving away all of our little tricks.
Yeah, I mean it's all there. It's all on YouTube. That's where we've all learned our secrets and stuff.
Exactly. It's not
years of experience.
Everything like 10 times before.
Lainey has a question now. Okay. Do you really love Jammy Dodger biscuits?
I mean, I don't mind them. They're not my favorite though. It's the name was from my wife. She always calls me Jammy Dodger. Her family call me Jam, and then I used to get back from the car boot. She'll call me a Jammy Dodger for getting bargains and stuff, and then it kind of just stuck and turned into the YouTube channel.
It's a great name because it's memorable, right? It just works, doesn't it?
There you go. Yeah.
Good stuff. Congratulations, by the way, on your channel. Those that aren't subbed, I've put James's links below, and your channel has taken a great trajectory. You're still flying on there, which is awesome to see. So,
cheers. But it's one of them things. I never thought I'd do YouTube at all. I was always the shy kid at school and all that, and still the shy kid. But and then it was when I jumped into full-time eBay 2 years ago and thought if I can try and make a little bit of money on the side or something from YouTube, because otherwise I'm relying on just eBay for the money. So if I can make a little bit of money from YouTube, then at least there's that as well. So I thought I'll just start filming, and here we go.
think it's perfect for people who are a bit shy or socially awkward, because it's you know, for the most part it's just yourself and the camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just,
Yeah,
you can be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you get comfortable. In the beginning I wasn't
Exactly.
very comfortable at all, but
and weirdly it's helped me with my self-confidence and my interpersonal skills somehow. It's really odd how that's actually helped build confidence.
it's helped.
But
It's definitely helped me with my confidence. Would you say the
yeah,
same?
definitely. Yeah, I think you kind of find your people on YouTube. It's been thrown around a lot, but yeah, your people that are sort of similar to you in personality and stuff, they then follow your journey, and I just think that's what's happened. Like, yeah, I get a lot of comments of people saying that they wish they could do YouTube, but they haven't got the confidence. And I just say, you just gotta just film yourself. And like, if I put the outtakes up, I mean, I'll never put the outtakes on, but yeah, there'll be a lot of them. It takes me ages to get a perfect clip, and you can see it in my videos where I've edited all and it's all clipped up and stuff. But whatever. Yeah. There's not. I don't try and hide anything.
I was just thinking of, whilst I was just talking about YouTube, then I thought, because you can monetize or not monetize these live streams in advance, and I don't think I did on this one, so I'm just going to go and try it. Can I do that whilst I'm live? Now here's a challenge.
Well, I don't know.
Let me just talk amongst yourselves.
But yeah, I've had comments before where people have said, I wish you wouldn't edit so much. And I said, well, it would be a very long video if I didn't edit it.
Yeah, you've got to do
I'm
it.
in and making mistakes and saying things about 10 times.
Yeah, and you only realize that when you're like, you got your headphones in, you're there editing, you realize how much you repeated that same word. And sometimes I just keep it in because I can't be bothered, but you've said the same word in the space of like 1 minute, just 10 times.
I get a word in my head and just keep saying it, and then you're watching back and you just think, oh, you idiot.
Sometimes I make light of it and say, oh, word of the day.
But we're all human, aren't we? And it's just that's what YouTube is, though. It's not professional films or anything. I think people are so used to seeing Netflix films and stuff, and YouTube is just human.
Yeah,
you just need a phone, you film yourself, and there you go.
Yeah, and some days are easier than others as well. Some days, you know, you can just talk, and other days, you know, you really get in your head, and then you end up like, well, I do anyway.
Yeah.
End up having to edit more than usual. Yeah. Oh, and George says, have you sourced on Whatnot?
Good question.
No, I haven't even got the app, to be honest. I've never even been on it. No, it's not really for me. I get asked if I'm going to like sell on there at all, but again, it's not for me. I don't think I find enough stock to sell on there. And yeah, again, I haven't used it for sourcing, but I mean, I guess it's worth a shot. I've seen some people get some really good finds, but isn't it just resellers selling to other resellers? So I always wonder, like, why they're not just sticking it on eBay. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know that it's growing at the pace they would have liked. It did feel, certainly in the early days, that it was resellers selling to their own subscribers, or whatever. But I don't know.
But Ross did see that an advert for them online, so they asked to advertise themselves.
Yeah, we were selling on there, like we were doing about once a month, weren't we? And we've still got 2 shows worth of stuff sat in the shed. We've kind of fallen out of love with it, I think.
Yeah.
But we were doing ones on here. We were doing our own version of Whatnot before Whatnot on YouTube. And I think we're just more comfortable doing that. So we may go back to that. I don't know. We've been promising a Whatnot show for the last 3 months and it hasn't happened.
I still find it hard to kind of believe they're going to get sort of the market for, like, you got to be able to film yourself and perform to a camera and sell stuff. And I just think not everyone's, I'm not hating on Whatnot at all, but I just think not everyone's like that. Like, I couldn't do that. You know, I haven't even done a live on my channel before. I just do videos, but
it takes a huge amount of energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a big ask. I think you're right. It's asking a lot of average Joe to, you know, set up the tech and broadcast yourself and have a load of stock and juggle all of that.
Yeah,
I think you're right. That might be the barrier. It's a lot.
I think so, personally.
Yeah.
I just highlighted that. That's Flipping Retro said, we're massively socially awkward, but hide it with humour. And then I wanted to point out, firstly, this is Stephen, as in stall 69, is no longer stall 69. He's now Stephen in the Pepper Pot House, because he started a YouTube channel, and in the in the new year, we'll be moving into this amazing house and renovating it.
Wow.
So yeah,
they do really well though. Those channels where you're renovating a house or a bathroom or something, those channels blow up. So good luck to you.
And also changed his name on Instagram. So if anyone sees that name and they're confused, previously was Store 69, but also he's popped your YouTube in as well. So people can.
I'm itching to go and visit and help out. I'm DIY mad, me. So
I just want to have a look at it.
You just want to be nosy. I want to go and build stuff. Yeah.
Well, I help as well.
So getting back to the actual topic of the conversation. Well, you mentioned boot sales, and you've obviously been boot selling. You know how that works. From your point of view, what are the pros and cons of that? You said you were moving away from it a bit now.
Only in the winter. I mean, I'll continue again March, April time probably, because it helps with the video as well now. Put the GoPro on, because if you look at the channel, all the videos that have blown up, they're all car boot videos. So I won't stop going to car boots. It's just we'll see what happens next year, because right now it's just shoes, and as soon as you get that car boot bulky stock, then I've got to find another place to store it. Maybe like rent a garage or something. Right. Yeah, but yeah, no, I was car boots from day one pretty much. After watching your videos, must have been 7 years ago, I think. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Yeah, just car boots, and I remember it was actually James Bold Finds. He even said to me, "You should try this vintage sniping," and I just disregarded it. Said, "No, that's not for me. Not going to try it. Car boots are the way." And they are. Car boots are still good. You do get some good finds and stuff. But no, and then one day, I don't know what happened. Just thought I'd try vintage out, and here we go. Now we're doing this.
You know, you've got to try things. We've always done that. We keep saying it on this channel until we're blue in the face. Try things. It might work for you, what doesn't work for somebody else, and vice versa, right? So just trying things and being open to it. And look where you are now. You've got crates full of shoes behind you that you wouldn't have if you didn't try that new thing and really give it a chance. Going back to boot sales, that's where it all started for me. When I first learned to drive, the first thing I did was start going to boot sales just to collect for myself.
Definitely, yeah.
It opened up a whole new world of stuff. And I still think they're one of the best ways, for a generalist as we are, it's one of the best ways to fill up your car within a couple of hours.
Exactly,
Can't beat it. My big gripe is always that most of them are stupid early, and we don't do mornings that well. So that's my only real bugbear. Like you just said, winter season, it's a struggle to find a decent boot sale. So that's a problem. But
there is one for me. I've got Thursday and Saturday in the winter if I wanted to. It's on hard standing ground. So, but again, I've been to a few of them in the last few weeks or so, and you have to get really lucky, to fill a bag, to fill like an IKEA bag and get some good finds. But if you don't find them certain items, you've just wasted your morning and you're exhausted, and you got to come back and try and find those items from somewhere else. So it just makes sense right now, and I'm not going to force myself just to go to a car boot just to try and get a video out of it and try and get some little items and stuff. But if I can just go on Vinted and buy a few items from my phone. But then, another thing I want to touch on is it's the screen time. You're looking at your phone all day and just trying to buy stuff, and it just hurts after a while. You don't as in it hurts your eyes, and just mentally just being on your phone all day. It's not ideal. Really
chasing stock all the time.
And like I say, missing out on stuff to other people. Loads of people do this now, and you click on the item and you get that sold banner come up straight away. It hurts.
Well, going back to boot sales, that's such a good contrast. Whereas screen time sat still, at least with a boot sale, I'll sometimes walk 5 miles at a big boot sale. Honestly, right? Because I'll go around 3 times. I'll go around until they kick me out sometimes, right?
Yeah, they do.
So the exercise, getting out there and actually in the countryside, speaking to people, doing all that stuff is actually really good for me. So
definitely.
we've done so much less since we moved here, mainly because of another way we source, which we'll get onto, which is yard sale events.
Oh yeah.
So we've done mostly that since we moved to Norfolk. And it's been 2 years we've been here, and we must have been to 5 boot sales in all that time.
Wow.
I still love these bits, but let's talk about yard sale events, and you can let me know whether you've been to any. But we love those because it's a proper treasure hunt thing. You literally get a map sometimes, and you're driving around, zooming around, and you see all the other resellers. You can spot them a mile off, and it's like a race, and We find them and sometimes you rock up to a stall and it's just like a gold mine. It's stuff that would never get taken to a boot sale.
Yeah.
That people who would never sell on eBay or Vinted or anything. It's stuff that would never be seen anywhere else but their driveway. And we just fill our boots sometimes at certain stalls. It's madness.
And you can take your time because you're the only ones in the driveway and they don't really know what they have. And there's no other resellers behind you yet. You know, there will be. Give it like, sometimes. But it's not like a car boot where, literally 2 steps back, there's another reseller.
Ignorance is bliss because sometimes you don't know who's been there beforehand. So
oh yeah, true.
What you missed.
Yeah.
No, but have you? So whereabouts in the country are you again?
I'm Hampshire, like Waterlooville way, if anyone's nearby. Yeah.
So are there many jumble trails, yard sales, whatever they call them?
Yeah, we got a few jumble trails around here. Like my wife goes on it on Facebook, and people, they all sign up to it. And we've done like 3 or 4 of them. But in the last 2 times we've been, there'll be all these people sign up. They say they're ready to go, and you turn up at the house and there's nothing there. And I think last time there was 10 people, and because there was a spot of rain, none of them set up, or maybe two stalls set up. So we wasted the whole morning driving around trying to find these houses. But that being said, I've still had some really good finds from a few of them. When they have been open, I think I got one of the the Panasonic combi players. The Combi VHS, I got one of them for a £5 from one of them, and that went for 150, I think. All those sort of, they just have no idea, they've obviously just like the car boot, but it's just in their front garden instead.
Well, I don't think there's any perfect sourcing opportunity, and you're right. That is one of the most frustrating things with these, particularly if you've got a map and you find your way all the way to this house in the middle of nowhere on a side street, and there's nothing there, and you waste minutes driving around like an idiot because they haven't set up.
You almost feel like knocking on the door and just asking for the bargains.
Where's your stuff, right? That is what are the other frustrating parts of those? I don't know.
I think a lot of people don't like them because it does take that time to go around them.
It's quite a lot of effort.
It is a lot of effort, but we love it because it's just. We love the treasure hunt aspect of it. And we love being nosy and looking at places we've not been to before. And it's just nice out, really. I
do find it a bit awkward when you walk in there and they're just sitting at the back, near the front door, in their chair, and you just walk in and it's all quiet and and sometimes they don't spot you right away and you scare them by saying something. I've had that a few times.
Yeah, you can feel quite watched, and particularly if you're filming. It can be impossible to film sometimes because they're right there and they've got nothing else to do. So they're watching you, the only customer, in their driveway. Yeah, that can be awkward.
How do you do it? Do you film with your phone or do you have a GoPro?
I have a very old, very small GoPro, so I tend to just hang my hand like that.
Oh, wow.
Most people never see it. I can't do this whole, on your head, on your chest thing. I'd be so self-conscious.
Yeah, I film on my phone.
Yeah,
I just try and hold it casually so it doesn't really look that obvious.
Yeah, you do very well at that, actually.
If anyone sees me at the car boot, I'm always in the same coat because it's the perfect coat for my GoPro. So it sits there on my chest and the zip just goes perfectly there. And there's nothing in the way. It's not noisy at all. Because that's another thing. If it's a really crumply coat, you'll get it'll pick up all that noise.
Yeah.
So it's all these little things you got to think about, which no one else does.
I found a little across the chest, like a bum bag, but one that you carry on your front. And I cut a hole in it, and I did a foam insert that perfectly takes this. But then if I'm wearing a coat, I found it would just cover it up. It would just come across. And I'd do all these really nice deals and this, that, and the other. Get home, and the footage is just black.
It's horrible. Yeah.
I was going to say quickly before we move on to another way of sourcing, the yard sale things just work for us, and we do have duds where we've driven quite a long way and spent 2 hours going around it all and come home with 5 things. But 9 times out of 10, we get some real awesome stuff, and it really works out. Would you say that's your favourite way of sourcing still? Yeah, it's close for me between boot sales. It's a big grab. You grab loads of stuff in an hour or two and then go home and it's an adrenaline rush. These are more, it's still quite adrenaline filled though, driving around.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a little bit more sedate than a boot sale. I rush around at a boot sale. I don't know about you. I'm just You can't.
Yeah, well, they call it the golden hour, don't they? It's the first hour, golden hour. So you can't talk to anyone. You're just in the game, picking up the items, and after that, it chills out a little bit. Once you know you've like made your morning, you've got a few items, and you're in profit, and then you can relax a bit and start having a chat.
I hate that first, sometimes 5, 10, 15 minutes where you bought nothing. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't find anything. What's wrong with me? I go into panic.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You start beating yourself up about it. And you think, I could have stayed in bed, don't know why I'm doing this. I could have a normal 9-to-5 job.
It's nice to know other people feel the same way.
Oh, yeah, we're all the same.
Let me just catch up.
There's a question there from Queen Neen. Says, if an item you receive has a defect that you weren't expecting, do you still sell it? And if so, do they sell?
If an item you receive has a defect.
So when you're sourcing online and you receive an item, if it has a defect, would you still sell it?
I mean, I buy stuff with defects quite often. Like just today, I bought a pair of shoes for like $5, and they're really dirty. They've even got the holes like in the back of the heels, but it's all pictured and stuff. But because they're a $5, I know I can probably get about 30 quid for them just because of the certain brand. Whereas like brand new, they'll be like 150 or something. But it's still,
if it was something undeclared, would you just send it back?
Although it's in like that.
Probably, because I've bought on there. On most sellers, private sellers, so you don't have that safety net anyway of sending it back.
No, you can still return it.
Okay.
But it's weird. It's like sometimes you pay the postage to get it returned, or sometimes I think Vinted give you the option. So if you're a seller, like you can either get the buyer to pay for postage or they can pay for postage. I think I'm not certain on that. But yeah, I returned the pair the other day just because they said they were worn once and pretty much like brand new condition, and you can just see they're a pair of Vans. Actually, I think just similar to these ones here. And all the back was all like flat, pretty much. The print had worn off, pretty much just like these ones. But yeah, she described them as pretty much brand new, and then she went and told me they've been put through the wash, and they've like shrunk down. They've got that sort of curve to them where they've shrunk in the wash. And because she didn't mention it in the description or anything, I kind of like I actually returned them because I was just like, well, if you're not going to describe it properly, then I will like put you through the hassle of going through a whole return. If you bothered like showing the pictures, describing it properly, then fair enough, that's my fault. But because you've wasted my time buying it and all that, I'll make you waste some time as well.
Well, I was just thinking through, do you think Vinted is a really good hunting ground for stock because it's mostly private sellers who perhaps therefore don't know the value or don't know how to look up the value? And as another part of that question, can you search solds on Vinted? I assume you can't.
Not yet, no. I don't know if they'll bring it out at all, but yeah.
So that's far, maybe why you can find so much good stuff. Would you agree with that? Or
yeah, I think so. A lot of my stuff, like say I bought a pair of New Balances or something, they put them up as like the wrong brand by accident, or they misword it. And I think if you put it as the right brand, Vinted will show you similar solds. I think I could be wrong. Again, I've never sold on there. This is just from what my wife tells me. But she said when she's listing items, it tries to give you price recommendations. So maybe there's that. But if people are going to put the wrong brand in the first place, or just sell them as like unbranded, then they won't get any recommendations. So they'll probably just list it. If they don't know what it is, they'll just list it as £5 to £10 or something. And you'll be surprised the amount of people that don't know what they've got. They've got no idea sometimes. And
I suppose now Vinted Pro is out and there's a lot more pro clothing sellers on there. I suppose you are seeing people listing at what you would want to sell it for as well, alongside.
No, because like I said, I don't give away my secrets, but my price limit is like 15 quid. So usually if you're the pro seller, you're going to price a bit higher than that. Probably if you're doing what we do, average sale price is like 30 quid or whatever. Right. I hardly see any like pro sellers at all because I'm just £15 or under. Then so I get all and if it's the right brand, right condition, 10 to 15 quid, buy it.
Okay, so you can filter out by price. Maybe you can sell pro sellers anyway. I don't know if that's an option. You
might be able to. I don't know, but
yeah.
But I wouldn't rule it out really because pro sellers are still going to mess up too, just like resellers. I've seen people mess up.
Yeah, I'm one.
We all mess up. We all undersell stuff. It's when you list it and it sells within seconds.
Yeah, I love that and I hate it at the same time. It's like oh, what's just sold? I listed that 5 minutes ago. What have I done? What have I done? But sometimes it's just a safe search and you were the right item at the right time, and it just goes. And a lot of the stuff I sell these days does go quick. I think
I'm just happy that we've sold it. We put
Yeah,
it on
yeah.
at a price we're happy with. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was going to mention another sourcing, a place you can source is auctions, traditional auctions. And we were sorting out some stock earlier. And one of the good things about auctions is that you can get stuff ridiculously cheap. We got, I don't know how many kilos of buttons. We've been sorting them out. I think we paid £2 for all of the buttons.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 kilos of buttons. But the negative, I'll quickly give my opinions on auctions. The big negative about traditional auction is the amount of time, unless you're going to do it from home or leave bids. You can leave bids. I'm not a big fan of that. Is the amount of time you have to stand there and wait for your lots to come up.
Yeah.
So
I can't really. I've never been to an auction, so I don't really know what it's like. But obviously, you put the card up and you bid. I know you can get a bit carried away with that, but yeah, I've never been before, so yeah, I don't know what it's like, to be honest.
Yeah, it's good fun, but it can be. When we were going to the auctions at Bedford, there might be 50 lots in between 2 that you want. So unless you're just going to leave your bid at the desk and hope, we had to sit around for a long time.
I know that Marriage Reselling do auctions, don't they? And they do all that online. So Face sits there and decides what.
Well, you can bid live online as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's something I might look into that one day. Maybe bidding online, trying it that way. But again, I reckon the competition's so big now. Reselling has changed over the last sort of probably since COVID. Reselling's just grown massive, hasn't it? And I just think so many people. The competition's going to be insane wherever you go, especially auctions, because people don't you get the chance to see the items before, like you can like really inspect them and stuff and know like what they're worth and all that. So yeah, I don't know if it's for me.
Yeah, there is a lot of competition, and it might be that there's more resellers, but I think it's just become trendy and more acceptable to buy secondhand. So whereas in the past it was kind of frowned upon, buying in charity shops, going to auction or whatever. But people now, it's so trendy to buy secondhand furniture and do it up and put it in your house. Secondhand clothing isn't a taboo anymore. We've always bought secondhand clothing, but now Ellen's generation, for example, our daughter is 23. She's all over it, all over vintage, Depop, all of those.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's subtly changed, that it's more acceptable and on trend to buy used. In my opinion,
it's the fashion these days, isn't it? I've got a sister. My sister's 24, and she's going through the same sort of like that sort of look, probably the same as Ellen's. Yeah, it's just that look is in. I guess.
think although that it does create more competition for the things that we might be going for, it creates more buyers for us. So I think it's all a positive. And because we're such enthusiasts for buying used anyway, I think it's amazing that kids these days are into it.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that out?
Yeah, we've got a super chat from John. Thank you, John. Says, I buy a lot on eBay and I get a lot of sellers describing things as rare. Have you ever listed something as rare only to find it isn't?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I listed something rare only to find it isn't. I don't remember that happening.
I mean, it's hard to tell really, but I think we all get a bit carried away with that word rare, and we all put it big capital letters at the start of the listing title. A lot of people get carried away with it, but it could be rare. Yeah, if it's like a sealed board game or something from the 80s, then it's rare because there aren't going to be many about. But yeah, you do see a lot of things. Yeah, people assuming it's rare and it's not.
I've certainly seen many listings that other people have put up, like a bog standard, I don't know, traditional Monopoly or whatever, with rare at the end. And you're thinking, I've just looked at 50 other lots while I've been researching this. That's not rare. So it does get overlooked. I was just thinking back to the early days of eBay. Everyone used to put look.
Oh, yeah.
Capitals. You remember that?
Yeah.
And all those little BNIP and all of those little phrases. Brand new in packet or BNIB. Yeah. People don't really
or like V, very good condition, VGC. Yeah, people do that and stuff. But I think people still probably do it, but I don't bother with all that stuff. I think eBay tell you not to. It's bad for your listings if you put like the wrong stuff in. Could be wrong.
Well, unless somebody's actually searched the keyword rare,
Which they won't be.
There's no point in really.
Unless they're looking for a rare computer, as in made by Rare, but then that's just confusing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat, John. That's really generous of you. Thank you. So what else did I have on here? Oh yeah, charity shops. Now I actually have some. We went out more just to get out of the house and have a nice mooch around a cool little place. We went up to Swaffham. So of course we're there. So we did the charity shops. And there are still bargains to be had. This isn't an amazing bargain. I won't make loads of money out of it. But for £1.50, you got a tub full of Duplo.
Wow. That's good. That's good for a charity shop.
Exactly.
That's so, like car boot prices. Almost.
Whereas, and we'll talk about charity shop pricing briefly in a minute. We also picked up this, but we paid 7 because we're hoping to get 30 back on it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we'd found that at a yard sale, we'd normally pay £1 or £2, something like this, at yard sale.
Similar I am denied. I nearly left it behind, but we like it anyway, so we're not too worried with it.
Yeah, and 7 into 30, it depends. Everyone works on different margins. I think that's fine. It's not going to be a big bother to pack. It may end up, if it doesn't sell quickly, I think you're just going to take it down and keep it on.
You've got to weigh it up, haven't you? And it's still good profit. If it's going to take you 10 minutes or 5 minutes to pack it, and all you've got to do is stick it on a shelf, wait for it to sell, 5 minutes to pack it, then you're paid what after fees, £15 an hour? Well, yeah, £15 for your 10 minutes of work.
Yeah,
that's the way. Yes, that's the way I kind of look at it.
Yeah, that one works. And when you get into these sort of numbers, I tend to work in threes. I don't know if you do that. So I'd triple it. So 7, 14, 21. If I can get beyond 21 for it, I think it's worth the time. Yeah. Once you get past the really cheap stuff, that's kind of how I roughly work it in my head. But anyway, do you still pop to your charity shops? Do you?
I went to 3 towns about a month ago, and I tried to make a video out of it, but the only thing I found was a Swan Teasmade. You know the Teasmade thing, like the preheats. Yeah, I found one of them, and I must have gone to about 10, 15 charity shops. And I'm not saying they still had items, but they're just like you're talking about profits and stuff. They're just slightly too high for the margins and all that. So it's shoes. It's a lot of charity shops don't realize this. You can just get these shoes so much easier on Vinted at a much better price, better condition probably as well, and they still just aim through the roof on them. Yeah.
There is.
I'm not ruling them out completely, obviously.
There is no doubt that pricing on average has shot up in the last 4 or 5 years.
It has.
We still have little honey holes that we make a point of going to because they are price it cheap, get it out the door type of places, but they are the minority now. Absolutely the minority. But we enjoy.
You just never know though. You can't rule it out. There's like that baseball bat thing I found. It's just they have no idea what it is. It just takes that one little slip up from that one staff member, stick it on display for £1. You just gotta get lucky. And I guess the more you do it, if you were to go to them every day, you'll find that luck.
It's about regularity, and it's if I hadn't have been in there when I picked up that little Britannica crossword solver thing, that's £100 plus from £1. Wow. So you have to that makes up for the 5 times I might have been in that shop and got nothing.
Yeah.
So it is worth doing. The trouble for us at the moment is we chose to buy an old pub in the middle of nowhere, so we have to travel a good 20 minutes to get to Thetford, which is a decent charity shop town. So it's not convenient for us. It was a lot easier when we were in Hitchin and we could walk to town where there was 7 charity shops. So that's a bit more difficult for us. But
going back to your jumble trails and stuff, are the houses quite big? Are they quite rich people, big houses, lots of nice quality stuff? Or I don't really know where you live, so I'm not too sure what it's like.
It's like anywhere in Norfolk. There are rich areas, there are not so rich areas. It totally depends,
Yeah, and then we did go to quite an affluent, really pretty village for a jumble, and there just it was hardly any. Well, we came away with barely anything, didn't we?
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it was a weird day. Some stores it was a very rich village, and so some stores were pricing accordingly. It felt there was a lot of
Yeah.
Speculative pricing going on, and then just not a lot of stuff that we were after. It was a weird one, wasn't it?
It's
but
tough,
we've been
isn't
to
it?
some.
The rich area, like I've got Petersfield near me, which is quite a posh sort of area, and the charity shops, you think there's going to be quality goods there because everyone's rich around there, but then they just up their prices to account for that, because they know they've got rich people coming into the shops, all the locals, so they can charge what they want, higher than eBay prices sometimes.
Yeah, well, good luck to them, and I hope they're selling it and making lots of money for their charities.
Yeah.
But we donate a lot as well, and the amount of times we go in and they just turn us away, and you're thinking, well, you're not turning it over quick enough. Then we're not going to talk about this. We're moving on.
We can moan all day about charity shops.
Yeah.
Bruni has got a question here. Do you find the eBay pay per month shops to be good value? Which shops do you both have?
Well, we reduce down to the smallest one. We tend to keep a fairly slim, as in not masses of items. We try to be turn it over quick and keep a small inventory. So we went down from the medium to the small now, and that works for us.
Yeah, I stayed at basic shops, so the first level, and I've stayed at that ever since. I've only got about 300 listings, or just over 300 listings. So it works for me. Good value, and I think it's good value. You get you get all the perks, like you can run sales and things like that. Definitely recommend doing it. It takes like one decent sale just to pay for that subscription. It just makes sense, really.
Talking about when should you move up to the middle, I can't remember the numbers, but there's a point with how many you have where it makes sense, because you get a certain amount of listings free for the middle tier. So when you reach that threshold, which I'd have to work out again with the numbers, it's a mathematical thing as to when you should move up to the store, because you don't really get any more benefits, but you do get more free listings. So if you have a big inventory, suddenly it makes sense mathematically and financially.
I think it's like 600 odd. I mean, someone in the chat might say it, but I think it's around 600.
That sounds about right from memory, but I haven't done it for ages. So when we dipped down to 400 or 500, we realized, well, there's no point in us paying the extra, really. We're not getting anything out of it. We were getting some packaging supplies and stuff, which was who cares. So we switched, I don't know, a year ago or 6 months ago. When was it? Ages.
Yeah, I think they should bring the packaging supply thing to the basic shop. That's my little shout. If eBay are watching, I know you get a few people watching, but they should do that on the basic shop too, because just a little perk for us business sellers still paying fees, apart from the clothing lot out there.
Let's touch on this one. I went to a cancer research supermarket charity shop late morning and found nothing. Reluctantly returned the same day just before closing at 7 and walked out with a good bag full. It's all about timing. Yeah.
I mean, do you ever ask to go out the back of the shop at all? Do you ask them if they've got any goodies out there, or peek your head round?
I find that really awkward. I'm not that confident, and we've got friends who have made friends with charity shop managers, and it's paid off in spades, but I've never crossed that boundary. The only time I did do it was when I was browsing and the door to the back office was there, and I could see their shelves and there was a Hero Quest on it. So I was like, could I have a look at that board game? Is it for sale? And they said, it's, what did they say, £3 or something?
Wow.
That paid off, but
definitely.
That should have encouraged me to make the effort to get to know charity shop owners and get out the back. But it's not. I don't feel comfortable with it.
I think I've done the same. I can't remember the item, but where you just, the back door is open, you see this little board game, you recognize it, and there you go. You just have to ask. And I know a lot of people doing it. They're trying to get in with the charity shop managers and stuff, and it does pay off. I haven't really tried it yet. I think I might have tried like maybe once, but just get turned down straight away. No, you're not allowed out there.
Right.
Depends how nice you are about it.
Exactly. I think you have to be a people. It's not that I'm not a people person, but I'm not good in those sort of situations. I find it all awkward, as I said. So not for me at the minute. Natalie is kind of agreeing with what you were saying. It's about 650 listings when you should move up a shop. I watched someone a while ago who worked it out. Yeah, sounds about right. But always do your maths and check before you do it. So covered. We've done free stuff. I've been doing really well recently. I mean, we all know the sites. I mean, Facebook is a good one for free stuff, and also sniping stuff for sale. Free Cycle, there's various sites like that. I've done pretty well over the years, jumping on free stuff there, and then just keeping your eyes peeled locally for stuff. I've done really well recently that way. We even tried dumpster diving.
I saw that video. Yeah, I watched that one.
Blown away the value. We made, I don't know, about 200 quid out of that one trip.
Wow.
So free.
I need to get back on Facebook more and start looking at all these free sites and stuff. And so I used to get some really good finds on there. Just not really free stuff, but just Facebook Marketplace in general. Just I used to buy and sell a lot of the hi-fi systems, the Technics stack systems. I used to buy them maybe 2 or 3 a week and go through them. But no, I just completely shut it off. Just stopped.
Yeah, it's weird how we go through cycles. I've gone through phases of being all over a certain way of sourcing. I was doing local eBay snipe, like local to me items, pick up only, and I was just getting so much good, really nice big hauls of tools and all sorts of stuff. And then I don't know what happened, but I moved on and
you just evolve, I guess, don't you? Over time, you just change your habits, and maybe you get a bit bored or something, or you run the area dry. You get all the good vintage finds from the area. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think
something happens.
We are creatures. I get bored quite quickly, and I'm a creature of habit. So yeah, I get into a habit and I love it for a while, and then I just move on to the next thing. That's so me. So that's what I do. Is that another from John?
Yes, yeah.
Good Lord, John, thank you so much.
Wow.
Do you want to read that one?
No, you can read.
I can't read it. That's too small. I have to highlight it here. I've bought quality shoes, Churches, John Lobb, is that? Crockett Jones, etc., all on eBay. Have 53 pairs to date, and see so many sellers not showing the sales, even when asking, have you seen that?
Oh, showing the soles, he said.
Oh, sorry, I read sales. Showing the soles. Interesting.
Yeah, it's probably the most common thing on Vinted. I mean, if you're selling on eBay, you should be selling the sole. You should be showing the soles in the pictures. But on Vinted, all the time, just people just get a single picture just like that, just the shoe, and then that's it. They never show the actual condition, and because that's the main way to gauge how much wear it's got, really, just by looking at the soles, and then you can gauge what it's going to be worth and just go off that pretty much.
Well, I suppose it's a plus that it's mostly private sellers, because you're getting the bargains because they don't know what they've got, but then they're not listing things professionally, so you're not getting all the information you might want. So it's
so it's a bit, I guess it's a bit risky, but but the good thing about eBay, you can just return it quite easily, and if it's no good, if it's a big hole in the sole, return it. No, fair play if he's got them on off eBay. I should have a look on eBay and see if I can get any. But again, it's usually those shoes that people mess up on, because with Churches and things like that, all the model and the brand is all on the inside of the shoe usually, and that's all worn off. And if you can just make out a tiny little bit of it, just going from a bit of knowledge, whatever, you can work. Oh, that's a pair of Churches. They're worth 100 quid, and that's where the Vinted sellers or the eBay sellers, whatever, they'll mess up and they'll sell it for a $5 or a $10, and just think they're just basic brown, just basic brown shoes or black shoes, whatever.
That's when niching down, as you've started to do, your knowledge ramps up so quickly, and already, as you've just described, you'll know stuff. You'll know those little gems of knowledge that pay off so many times.
But I would say it's all like car boot stuff. That's helped a lot. But even just sniping on Vinted, when I lose something, so I've clicked on it and then it's instantly sold to someone else, you go and you research that item, and then you pick up that knowledge as well. And then next time round, hopefully you're the one to get it first. So it is still learning. I kind of see Vinted just like car boots these days. As soon as it's at my door in the garage, then it's no different to buying it at a car boot. Yeah, it's just the process of getting it is different.
Yeah, and we do learn a lot from our mistakes.
Well,
absolutely. That's the best way to learn. Try something, mess it up, and then move on. John says there, I got a free retro TV sold for 80. Wow. Exactly. The free stuff is still out there.
Well, it is 4 minutes to 9. So shall we think about?
Told you to go quick.
Wisdom.
We like to end with words of wisdom from the chat. We will ask the chat to provide some words of wisdom. They can be about the topic of this evening or whatever you like. We'll read a bunch out, and usually when we have a guest on, we allow you to choose your favorite, and we will end the chat on your favorite words of wisdom. So have a think. If you are watching live, pop some in and we'll read a bunch out before we go.
Sharon's going off to bed because it's 11 o'clock in Greece.
Sharon's going off to bed. Good night, Sharon. Hope you're well. Early start tomorrow. Thank you.
Do you two watch I'm a Celeb? You on that I'm a Celeb hype?
Are you watching it?
Yeah, we're watching it. I'm not really. I mean, last year I think we looked at the celeb. It depends on the celebs. If they're decent enough and we know them a little bit, then we watch it. But if they're just like we have no idea who they are, we don't bother. Yeah, this year it's not too bad. This year I'm quite enjoying the. I like that Richard guy.
I was going to say I love Richard Coles. He's he's excellent actually.
You can just tell he's got a story for everything.
I was just checking this. So I wrote down free stuff, boot sales, auctions, charity shops, online sniping. That's it.
Boot sales looks like bee-holes.
Bee-holes? Don't behave with bee-hole. Right, go on then.
Right, Ian has started us off with success is the ability to go from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm.
Wow. Yeah.
That's good.
Keep going. You'll get it right one day. Well, normally they flood in all at once. There's nothing there.
Martina says, our strength often increases in proportion to the obstacles imposed upon it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the quote from Ross today? Is this a quote? The rule is jam tomorrow and jam yesterday, but never jam today. Lewis Carroll.
Jam tomorrow, jam. Oh, it's Jammy Dodger. I was wondering what the relevance is.
Yeah, but I still don't get.
There's always jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never jam today.
It's got to be the mad hatter.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Okay. Treasure Trove says, life is richer and more rewarding when lived and experienced together. Community is the heart of what keeps us coming back.
I like that a lot. Let the light shine into the darkness so you can save your phone battery at the car boot. Nice. Doubts kill more dreams than failure ever does. Oh, that sent shivers. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Buy, sell.
Nice.
A troll is a viewer. That is very true.
A troll is you're not wrong, John.
If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time.
Okay.
And Porky says, people often complain about lack of time when lack of direction is the real problem.
Hands up. That's me all over. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there one there that stands out to you that you particularly like?
I like Ian's. Was it Ian, I think, at the start, the first one? The first one you called out.
This one. Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it hits hard in the reselling world, really. I mean, we all have bad days, like return after return after return. And I don't know about you guys, but it all comes at once for me. I get, like right now, I'm touch wood. I'm on a clean slate, but it's probably going to be like tomorrow a return. Then a few hours later, it'll be another return. And then it just...
We had another three come at once. We had a Pudo return, a return, two Pudos at once, and then somebody who returned something because it was the wrong color. Did you not look at the pictures that were provided? It's like, hello. Yeah. Although that was a set of little lampshades, and I sold them on offer. They were then the wrong color, so they were sent back, and then I sold them for the full asking immediately when I relisted them. So I haven't actually missed out. So I actually did okay out of them.
I do that. If I get a return back, I usually put it back on at £5 more. I don't know if you do the same, but I put it back on at £5 more, and it happened last week actually. It sold for that full price, that £5 asking price, a bit more, well, £5 more. Yeah, so try that, guys, if you're not. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ian. So I have put James's YouTube link below. I encourage you to go and check it out if you haven't already. Show James some love over there. Your Instagram is below as well.
Yeah.
Are you coming back to say goodbye? Just letting Jeff out.
I am trying to do this vlogmas or vlogishmas, I've called it, because it's weekends off. So yeah, I'm not doing 7 days a week, just 5 days during the week. I'll try and do it, but we'll see what happens. Life gets in the way. So yeah, come to the channel, join me on that.
We've tried Vlogmas. It was too much. It's too much like hard work.
Way too much.
The editing's so hard.
Yeah, it just takes too much time.
Editing every day isn't, you can't get the work done.
I think we've got 3 videos on the go that are pain to edit and sort out, and it's just it just gets too much.
Yeah.
So thank you, James, for coming on. We really do appreciate it. We will do this again because we do have another topic we want to cover. So at some point, probably after Christmas now, we'll get together and do this all again. Thanks to everybody for joining us, for your questions and words of wisdom. If you'd like to stroke the like button on the way out and turn the lights off, that would be appreciated. And until next time, James, thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.